Hello and welcome to the Acca Backer here on the Racing Post, the best place for all of your tips ahead of building your weekend football accumulator. My name is Jack Reeve. I'm joined alongside my Racing Post colleagues Mark Langdon and Dan Childs. But before that, we've got something very exciting. We're doing a giveaway. You can win a football shirt of your choice. I know, very exciting. All you have to do is like this video, comment on this video and subscribe to the Racing Post YouTube channel. We'll pick our winner ahead of next week's episode, so stay tuned and good luck. Gents, let's get straight into it. 5th episode, still no winners.
No, we feel a bit like Nathan Jones. We were saying off air there. You got to front up to these things. We both support Tottenham, so it's been a difficult week or so on more than one front.
Dan, what's gone wrong? Why are we not picking winners?
Yeah, that's been a tricky start to the season, isn't it? I mean, hopefully there'll be a flood of them around the corner.
I mean, Dan, in the Racing Post the other week, you went through the card, didn't you?
Yeah,
Tipped every single.
Unfortunately, it wasn't on the Acca Backer. Anyway, first pick, Mark. We'll give it to you. Who are we going for?
Yeah, I'm going a bit of a Sunday service this week for my selections. Not many better places than Florence on a Sunday morning. Fiorentina to beat Udinese. Fiorentina are in fine form, won their last couple of matches. But even before that, we saw shoots of recovery for them. They drew 2-2 against Atalanta. They dominated Juventus in a 0-0 draw. They've got Chiesa and Ribery up front. They absolutely tore AC Milan to shreds last week at San Siro. 1-3-1. Could have been even more than that. They're playing really well, and on the Udinese front, they've only scored 3 goals in their 6 matches so far. And I think we've seen with the Pozzo family, who of course own Watford, they're shifting their attention away from Udinese towards Watford, the riches of the Premier League. I think it's understandable, but they're a weakened team these days, and I fancy Vincenzo Montella's boys to get the Acca Backer off to a flying start.
Brilliant. Dan, we'll come to you. What's your first pick?
Right, from Florence to Northampton. I like the look of Northampton to win at home to Leyton Orient. 4 games undefeated at the moment. Northampton could have been 4 wins as well. They conceded injury time goal against Crawley to draw 2-2. Same again, conceded injury time goal to draw 2-2 away to Morecambe as well. So they're very close to being on a good run at the moment. Probably their target will be the playoffs. They're 13th at the moment. Leyton Orient under Ross Embleton, he has decided to return to coaching duties, but at the moment he's their interim manager, so they're waiting until I think Martin Lings, the director of football there, he's looking for deciding who to appoint long term. But they're 21st at the moment. A little bit of a stagnation feel to their form. They've had 7 games without a win, 3-3 at home to Port Vale, who had a lot of injuries on the Saturday. I think this is a much tougher game away to Northampton. Leyton Orient got the joint worst defence in League 2 alongside Morecambe. Northampton, I think, will have too much Northampton for the Acca Backer.
Do you fear for Leyton Orient a bit, Mark?
I do. I mean, obviously it was such a difficult summer for them, losing Justin Edinburgh, and sort of I think the club did the right thing in trying to keep that stability there in terms of the backroom staff sort of all just moving up one. But ultimately, none of them are seen as managers, so they do need a leader, I think, to just make sure that they stay up, because before Edinburgh's death, they were probably looking at a team that could maybe go through the divisions. There's a lot of ambition there, but such a difficult summer. I think if they can just stay in the division, they've had a good season sort of on the pitch, although off it, it's going to take a long while, I think, to recover from that real shock death.
Northampton going the Acca Backer. Mark, you taking us on another European adventure?
I am, yeah. Not such glamorous surroundings, but it's Valladolid against Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid here should be the away bankers, really. They've kept 5 clean sheets in their 7 La Liga matches so far. Nothing surprising about that. They are the defensive masters under Diego Simeone. Jan Oblak in goal, absolutely one of the best around. Not as good with his feet as, say, a Neuer or a ter Stegen, but it's just about his shot-stopping abilities. A real old-fashioned goalkeeper, I suppose, in that respect. And Atletico are very much an old-fashioned team. They get the ball on the wings, they put crosses into Diego Costa or Alvaro Morata, but more often than not it works. They were comfortable winners both games against Valladolid last season. Valladolid, for their part, they're overachieving on expected goal metrics so far this season. Last season at home to the top 4 teams in La Liga, they lost a lot. They are a team, I think, that will be battling relegation come the end of the season. It won't be pretty, but it should be 3 points for Atletico.
Are you going to back them yourself, Dan? Are you getting on the Acca Backer with Atletico in there?
Atletico, I normally stick.
He's nervous of the European teams.
No, he makes a very good case, and I would fancy him strongly. Yeah.
Good. All right, let's get your second pick and the fourth for the Acca Backer.
I'm going to stick in League Two. Another home team, Plymouth at home to Scunthorpe.
You don't like Scunthorpe, do you?
I did like them in pre-season. I actually thought they'd be promotion contenders, but they've had a lot of injuries, which is not helping them. Confidence is an issue as well. Paul Hurst, I mean, he had a good record, didn't he, before he took the Ipswich job? Started badly there, and he's under a lot of pressure here as well. I wouldn't think there'd be a lot longer if it doesn't turn. You know, they could be looking to make a change. 23rd in division, that at the moment would keep you safe because there's only one relegation place, but they would be expected to do a hell of a lot better than that. Plymouth are actually underperforming as well. They're middle of the table. They're expected to be not just playoff contenders, but I'd say top 3 contenders this season. But they did get a good result, 2-1 win at Mansfield at the weekend. That could just spark them into a little bit of life. They've got some good players going forward. Danny Mayer's one of the best wingers, I think, at that level. Joel Grant, he's the wrong side of 30 now, but again, a good player for this level. Done well in League One. Ryan Taylor, decent centre forward as well. I just think they're going to have cause a lot of problems defensively for Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe, they dug out a draw 1-1 at home to Bradford. Played a lot of that game with 10 men, but on the stats, Bradford really just missed the chances. Really, Matt Lund, who got sent off in that game, key midfielder, he's suspended. Van Veen picks up a rib injury. He's touch and go whether he's going to play. They're already short of options up front. Proctor, who Hurst brought in to play a target man role, which is key to the way he likes to play. He's injured as well, so I don't see him turning the corner anytime soon. I think Plymouth, now they've got that win under their belt at Mansfield, will kick on now and win this game.
Physios are certainly busy at Scunthorpe. What has happened to Paul Hurst? Because he was so highly rated when Ipswich picked him up.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think if you watched the way that Shrewsbury played, I didn't see his career sort of before that, but I watched a fair bit of Shrewsbury in League One, that sort of near promotion miracle it would have been. They were relegation favourites. He had an amazing goalkeeper, Henderson. I know they made a terrible mistake last week, but this is somebody that I think most people think will play for England, and he's now playing Premier League. So he had him in goal. He had Ben Godfrey playing in midfield for him as well, and he's now a Premier League defender. So I think that Shrewsbury team was probably a lot better than we maybe gave them credit for, and the football wasn't great there. I mean, they were a team that relied a lot on defensive stability, and you just wonder if that's progressive enough. But I think as well his confidence has probably been dented by what happened at Ipswich. I mean, it is an ego knock, isn't it, to go up to that level and effectively be told you're not good enough and then have to come back down and sort of work your career back out again. Not easy. For sure.
Well, that's 4 picks so far. If you want that in a 4-fold accumulator, that's roughly 9-1. Please do shop around for the best odds. But we've got some wild cards as well. Now, Mark, you've got a lot of convincing to do here.
Well, I mean, you see a lot more of Norwich than what I do, and I mean, you mentioned there the Scunthorpe physios being busy. Nothing on the Norwich ones at the moment. Just an incredible injury list. So I'm going for Aston Villa to win and over 2.5 goals because it looks like there'll be goals in this game. I mean, Norwich's strength is still with Pukki, and he is fit, but he's about the only one. It's just a walking wounded. Another couple of injuries against Crystal Palace last week with Falman, the reserve goalkeeper. Also Lewis, the excellent left back, being a broken elbow or suspected broken elbow. So it's another long-term injury. They're already missing sort of 7, 8, 9 players. So even if 1 or 2 come back, I'm not sure if they'll be fully up to speed. Aston Villa have done okay away from home without getting the results. They punched quite well at Tottenham, were 1-0 up for a long time, lost 3-1. At Arsenal, they eventually lost that game 3-2, a couple of late goals. Crystal Palace, I mean, that goal that was ruled out was an absolute joke when the referee said that Jack Grealish had dived. I don't think anybody's ever had a goal ruled out for diving before. So I feel like they're on the verge of getting that away victory. They're scoring goals at home, that 2-2 with Burnley, and I just feel Norwich, there's just too many injuries there, and that is a problem.
Dan, I'm sure you get asked quite a lot, who are your teams to go down from the Premier League? Are both Norwich and Villa in your 3 at the moment?
They would be as contenders. I think Norwich, if the injuries, a lot of them are not long term. I'd actually give them a slightly better chance than Villa of staying up. I think their home form, I like the way they play. Like Buendia has really impressed me when I've seen him this season. Pukki, they've got a goal scorer. I look at Villa, I don't see so many players there that are going to get you sort of 10, 15 goals a season. So I think once Norwich's injuries clear up, I think I'll give them a better chance. I still think Sheffield United, despite their starts, are going to dip a little bit and might end up in the bottom three.
That's the correct answer. Dan, what's your wild card, mate?
I'm going to go for the Championship now. Blackburn away to Queen's Park Rangers. Very similar starts, these two, just sort of hovering a couple of points outside the playoffs. And similar ambitions. I think they're not expected to make the top six, but I think both clubs have bought well, and I think they've, on the quiet, they're thinking we've got a bit of a chance this season of maybe nicking into the top six. QPR lost 3-0 at Cardiff on Wednesday. They actually played a lot of good football in that game, hit the woodwork twice, but at the key moments defensively, missing a few players out of the back. Barbe was suspended; he'll be back. Hall's missed the last couple of games, and I just think set-piece wise that could be an issue for them defensively. They lost 2-0 at home as well to West Brom last weekend. So that's 2 defeats in a row. Didn't score in either game. Blackburn going there. They've got some threats going forward. Bradley Dack started scoring again. A player that I really like in the Championship. Did well to keep hold of him. Danny Graham, it doesn't play every week now. Either comes off the bench or starts, but he's a guy that'll always often get you a goal as well. Armstrong started scoring as well, who's a decent attacking player, and they've got a nice experienced midfield now. Brought Bradley Johnson in, Stuart Downing in the summer. Holtby they got in now as well from Hamburg. So I like the look of Blackburn. I think both teams could have decent seasons, but the way this game has fallen with the injuries, QPR have got the back. I think Blackburn are a bit overpriced to get the win.
I don't want to jinx it, Mark, but Blackburn did let us down last week.
They did, yeah. I mean, but if you have a look at the sort of next performance, played really well against Nottingham Forest. If they would have played like that against Luton, they probably would have beaten Luton. They saved their better performance for one against a better team, and then end up drawing the game.
That's sort of league, isn't it, as well? And they won the shot count 16-8 against Luton, so there's still performance was there, but just missed the chances.
There we go. Well, let us know your thoughts on the picks. That sixfold will return about 140 to 1, and that's lovely. Be sure to enter our competition. All you have to do is comment on the video, like this video, and subscribe to the Racing Post YouTube channel. Thanks to Mark, thanks to Dan. We'll be back next week for another episode of the Acca Backer. Good luck with your bets this weekend, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.